Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin with a little bit of a Crackout special here on a couple of coins. This one here, we'll get to that SVDB in just a moment. I'm going to start with this 1791 Washington piece, which is just lovely. And, I may have made a mistake on this, and by that I mean I had previously sent this coin into PCGS. I sent both of these in for conservation or restoration. I think they call it restoration. It's so confusing. And they've previously seen this coin, and this coin has this really cool tone to it over here on the edges, and a nice proof-like finish on the reverse of the coin. Really pretty piece. And Unk Details is actually the same thing it was in before. Now, the reason I said I made a mistake is if I understand their current technology, if you had a gold shield on something, they're able to scan and image stuff, and even if you send it in raw, tell if you've seen it, if they've seen it before. Now, the high points of this have that tone that you'll see on a piece of metal, especially copper, that's been against a piece of paper for a long time. And I will say that the disparity on this coin, and we'll look at the other coin in a second, between the obverse and the reverse, may be the biggest problem with the coin, which is to say, although to me the high points tone look very nice and original, the field is lacking on the reverse, the obverse of the coin, the front of the coin, compared to the reverse of the coin, where you have much more of a, shall we say, natural kind of proof-like finish going on at the right angle. You can really start to see that PL pop on this piece. And sometimes, there's an adage that those convinced against their will are of the same opinion still. And basically what that means is, no matter how many times I look at this thing and I think it's not cleaned, I could be wrong, but I'll never admit it. All right, so I bought this 09 SVDB in an MS60 red-brown holder and a PCI holder, okay? And this was another one that I sent in, same service for restoration. I don't think they restored either of these coins based on the fact that on the fee basis, it just said that there was a $10 fee for fee FIFO for looking at the coin, but I don't see a fee for restoration or conservation. And this coin has something very in common with the other coin, which is to say the reverse of the coin is lovely. That is what I want my SVDBs to look like all of the time. There's the little VDB down there at the bottom, some very pricey little initials. And then on the obverse, you'll see that the luster's not quite the same. In fact, we get to a little bit of a sheen. PCGS calling this cleaned Unk Details, and I think, upon further review, I'm seeing the same thing they're seeing, which is to say, we're going to have to, instead of side by side, you're just going to have to remember what the coin looks like. But at this angle, I am like, so right now I'm holding the coin basically completely flat here, and then I'm just coming up a pinch and see how dark it goes. Let's see what happens on the back of the coin when I hold it flat and at an angle. Still a little brightness. Let's see what happens when I tilt it towards the light. Of course, it pops a little bit here towards the light. We've got, okay, so what I'm seeing, and maybe I'm not going to describe very well, is that as I rotate the coin here in the light, you actually have this area or this angle at which everything has like a kind of a high sheen to it. There's still lots of luster there, which is kind of deceptive, but you have just a brightness over the entire portion of Lincoln, where it should still have more of a lustrous effect, and the color should look more red than brown right there, right over the body of Lincoln. So as I turn it on this side here, you'll see how that luster is at similar angles, flowing and changing color not as much. It's mostly staying that same kind of orange-red color. So, you know, perhaps this coin was in an album at one point and the reverse was protected, but maybe the obverse someone took and just wiped with a Kleenex or something, because it has just a little bit of a wipe to it, but it still has most of the luster. So it's not that the coin doesn't have luster, it's just that it has a certain brightness to it that is unnatural. And that is, I believe, what PCGS is referring to with the cleaning on this piece. And, you know, pretty interesting coin. And it happens all the time where you can look at one thing and kind of be deceived by it, because the reverse of the coin is stunning, you know, and it kind of leads you to think that the entire coin is original. But there are lots and lots and lots of times where you'll see a coin that's actually only cleaned on one side. And I know I've run into it many a time. So, all right, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.